Bluelock episode 13 and 14 season finale. Now, since these two episodes came out on the same day, I'm going to be making this one video for both these episodes at once. If you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get right into this. From the moment this episode began, I was already shocked at how much of an improvement these animators made in this animation. I am not an animation guy. I'm not an animation freak. I've said time and time again this entire season that as long as the animation doesn't ruin the overall feel of the scenes, the animation is fine. But the Bluelock animation, I did say many times, it ruins this, the feel of most of these scenes that it ruins. You know what I mean? But anyways, this episode was a complete and utter objection to that. The episode itself starts off right where we left off, where we're beginning to kick off again for the final goal of the game, and Rin is thinking to himself, Isagi's thinking to himself, and we finally get this iconic panel, finally adapted, of Rin and Isagi both trying to take the role of the main star from each other. Truly beautiful work, man. I remember when I was reading this, sitting down in my bed, I was like, bro, this is just peak fiction. Either way, moving on, the game starts, and we get to finally see Itoshi Sai finally tune it up a little bit, finally start trying a little bit. And I will say the panel adaptation is not right on point, but the animation was. The way Itoshi Sai was dribbling in these clips is literally insane. Bro, he actually looks like he's moving for once. Before, it looked like a bunch of still frames, but no. In this sequence right here, it literally looked like he was gliding across the pitch, crossing people up. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. As we all know, Itoshi Sai ends up making it past a lot of people, and the whole time he's doing that, Rin is thinking to himself on how he would stop him, and ends up revealing his whole thing with the beautiful destruction. And so Rin knows exactly where Itoshi Sai is going to pass to finish off this goal. After Rin gets a stop on this possession by actually getting kicked in the face by Shido, this kick looked like it actually hurt a lot. I don't know how Rin is still conscious after this. Either way, we go on the attack, and the next thing we get to see is Bachira's monster dribble, where he just goes past all four of the U20 defenders. And I might have to say, I feel like these U20 defenders might have gotten nerfed towards the end of the game, but it's kind of really I guess it's sense, it makes sense, because at the end of the game, most people, especially the defenders who are running up and down the field, are going to be tired. So that's the perfect chance for someone who hasn't, an attacker who hasn't been really doing that much throughout the entire game, to actually go and take over and try and score. So I think that this Bachira sequence could have been done better too, animation-wise. But I think it was fine the way it was, since it didn't ruin the overall impact of the scene. I like the music in this episode as well, which helped to add the feel of the scene. Right then and there, though, Bachira's monster shot ends up getting stopped by Sendo, who then gets his moment where he develops as a character and says, you know what, forget that gravure idol type of life I wanted. I'm trying to become the best in the world. He gains his ambition. And so U20 go back on the attack while Sai is just doing his own thing, dribbling past a whole bunch of people, and eventually dishing it off to Aiku for his final shot to score the last goal. Unfortunately, that gets blocked as well, and so we're all wondering, it's a corner. Who the hell is Itoshi Sai going to pass to? And the episode really puts you in Rin's head, where he's like, bro, he has to go to Aiku, right? Aiku's literally in flow, you know what I'm saying? It's the perfect person to pass to. It's the beautiful destruction he was talking about before. But for the first time in the series, in the U20 match, for the first time, Isagi ends up reading a play better than Rin. And so he actually stops Shido from scoring. And in this moment, you get to see a glimpse into Rin's psyche, damn, bro, I'm being surpassed here, real shit. He's sitting there, he's like, damn, Bluelock has my back, you know what I mean? And this was one of my favorite scenes in the entire manga, because in a normal sports anime, in a normal sports manga, what would have happened is Rin would have developed right here in a very different way than he actually developed. This goes against all the tropes previously established in every sports manga I've read, where Rin would actually turn to the better side, work and ask his teammates for help for once. But instead, you have to remember, this is Bluelock, and Rin looks at this this teamwork, Blue Lock having his back, and makes him feel disgusting. And it's perfectly directed here with the music, the sound effects, the graphics, just giving you this like horror film vibe when he actually activates the destroyer mode. That was absolutely perfect adapting by 8-Bit Studio, I'm not gonna lie. And to top it all off, that episode ends with that scene. What a beautiful way to end episode 13. Episode 14 begins with us finally seeing Rin's Destroyer mode animated. It feels kind of surreal seeing all these things animated that I never thought would be animated, you know? I read this manga years ago, and I didn't think it would be a long time since this scene gets adapted, and now I'm looking at it, feels so surreal. But either way, that's off topic. Rin then goes on an absolute rampage, and again, you can see how the animation stepped up in these last 2 episodes, because I would usually say that the better half of this season would be like season 1 level episodes, but in this half, I would say these are above and beyond season 1 episodes, maybe even episode 1 level or higher, because this shit was absolutely insane. This sequence with him just dribbling past all these U20 defenders, directed perfectly, of how every time he beats them, that you show cracks in them. Unlike Isagi, where the puzzles go so he can build himself back together, Rin absolutely destroys these people, puts cracks in them. You know what I mean? It was an amazing sequence. And then to top it all off with the sequence with him, Aiku, Shido, it was perfect, man. Oh my gosh, he still shoots it, and then he hits the goddamn bar. But that's not even the best part of this episode. You want to know what one of the best parts of all I've seen anime in 2024, and probably the best part of fall anime 24 was? Bro, look no further than this final sequence. The ball bounces off the crossbar, and Itoshi Sai grabs it. Then the timer shows us that we only have 1 minute left. And so Itoshi Sai with the ball, 1 minute left, is cruising up the field, taking it past Nagi and Baro, taking it past all of our best players, and just doing it amazingly, bro. He looks so sick doing this. But you know what really made me get in the mode? When the screen went from the full screen, you guys know when the screen is like top to bottom filled, and then it goes into that cinematic, like cutscene type of scene. You know shit's about to get real. And that's exactly what happened, bro. When that shit happened, I knew it was go time, because the animation took a 10-time step up from what it was ever in Blue Lock. Ever. Better than episode 1 by 10 times. Better than the entire series by 10 times, because this scene got the justice it deserved. Itoshi Sai is running up the field while Isagi is envisioning what the hell could happen next, and he is met with Rin. Rin stands in front of Itoshi Sai. We get some insane panels from the manga adapted, Rin's character development, abandoning all these other things he was holding on to and just only holding on to the thing that he is an egoist. That is his true identity. And him and his brother gear up for their final battle. Oh my goodness, guys, was I getting chills from this shit. This was absolutely insane. Oh my goodness. The way they were moving in this actually felt like I was watching something made by Mappa and not something that was made by 8-Bit Studio. I did not think that they had this shit in their bag. The way Sei and Rin were moving over the field, everything about this sequence was perfect. Perfect. And to top it all off, when the ball gets deflected, it happened exactly as I envisioned it. As the ball goes over Aiku and he can't reach it, the screen, everything goes in slow motion until we see Sagi appear behind him, shoot the ball, score, and the last thing we hear is goal, and Isagi celebrating. Oh my goodness, guys, was I smiling from ear to ear about this sequence. You know, who would have thought that they had it in them to make something this good? And I'm not even kidding. I never thought in a million years 8-Bit Studio would be putting out animation like that. On my soul, like, this is shit that is on a completely different level. I'm not even joking. But yeah, aside from that, the episode basically ends off with Isagi getting his very touching and heartfelt moment of finally getting an interview. Bro, it was so emotional just seeing how far Isagi has come from that bike all the way to here when he's announcing to all of Japan that he's going to win them the U20 World Cup. Oh my goodness, guys. I was on the verge of tears almost, but I didn't cry because it was meant to be a very happy moment. And that exactly it was, because right after that, we get to the locker room. You know, everything's jolly. You think everything's jolly until everyone leaves the locker room. And Isagi talks to Rin about the last goal and thanks him for the fact that he taught him luck to help Isagi develop and use that luck in this game in order to get the final goal. But then Rin finally develops as well, and he finally accepts Isagi as his rival, whereas before he never did. But that's not it for this episode, because there's one final cliffhanger at the end, or a couple cliffhangers at the end, which is the reveal of Kunigami's wild card coming back and Michael fucking Kaiser. Guys, Michael Kaiser got revealed and his voice sounds perfect for bluelock. Oh my goodness, guys. But yeah, what do I overall rate these last two episodes? Now, you might be asking me, why aren't you rating the entire season? I want to make an entire other video on that. So you should wait for that video for my review of the entire bluelock season 2. But for specifically episode 13 and 14, who I'm going to be grouping together, I feel like they should have just put both these episodes together in like a movie format. It would have been better that way. But either way, I think that these two episodes were both very good episodes. I think 13 would be probably like an 8.5 to maybe even a 9 out of 10. And 14, I would give a 9.5 to maybe a 10 out of 10 rating. That's just my thoughts on this. I was absolutely blown away by the animation, directing, music in these episodes. And honestly, the writing, obviously, it's U20 arc. The writing's going to be great. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments if you think I'm tripping, if you think I spit facts. But yeah, man, I hope you guys all have a great day. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year, no matter how unrealistic it sounds. But yeah, man, I hope you guys all have a good day. Bye-bye.